So I just want to go through and say something about each of the girls because they worked really hard this year and I want them to be recognized for that. So I'm just going to go in order of uniform number, so if you're wondering. Elena she came late to tryouts, and so just a couple days late, and I noticed right away that she had athletic ability. But it took almost the whole season for me to really see the position that she ended up playing in the team. She was kind of a sleeper, learning how to play the game. She'd done ice skating for a long time, so I think she didn't have a lot of volleyball experience. But by the end of the season, she was our gap stop. She picked up every single ball our last maybe 7 or 8 games, including the tournament. She was our backup setter. She was cleaning up everything on defense. She got good hits, good serves, and she was really irreplaceable by the end of the season. And Elena had a really just huge improvement throughout the season, and she played really well. You're going to notice a trend. Everyone improved quite a bit over the season, but it's something I want to point out for everyone. So. Megan was super fun to have on the team. I noticed right away that she really wanted it. She wanted to play hard. She wanted to do well. And she's kind of short and small, but she really moved in the position of defensive specialist right away. She was our starting middle back most games and really held that position well. Because she wanted to do really well, sometimes she got overwhelmed by just the way volleyball games are, but she always was able to come off the court and back on and pick it up, and she was really critical in our back row defense. So Megan was great to have on the team. She was friends with like everyone on the team, as far as I could tell, and she just worked really hard, and I was really happy to have her this year. She worked really hard. She's kind of a timid personality, and coming up against me, or coming into contact with a strong personality like I am, can be really overwhelming to people. And Frances just really blew me away with her ability to stick with it. She kept working, and she didn't ever get frustrated. And by the end of the season, it really paid off. And she was switching with our outside hitter, coming up with really strong hits, good serves, and good passing on defense and everything. She became a really regular player by the second half of our season, and it was so much fun to see her improvement. I just really loved having Frances on the team and watching her go from someone who really struggled to play the game to someone who was an integral part of the team. Sabrina is a solid player and was a solid player from the very beginning. She was one of our few club players, and that really showed. She knew what was going on with the game. She's incredibly athletic. She was put in a position as an opposite setter that I don't think she was wild about, and I was really happy by the end of the season to be able to put her in the libero position and just throw her in the back row whenever I needed her to, because she's an excellent passer. She picked up everything on defense for us when she was back row, and just having her stable presence back there was so important for our last few victories. Kessie is so much fun. Easily the person with the most energy on the team. She is a powerful hitter, so athletic, has played the game for a while, knows what's going on. She was really fun to have on the team. Great hitter. And a really solid defensive player as well. She's a great server. Her dad pointed out to me that she went on a serving streak of at least 30 hits, or 30 made serves without any errors over the last like 7 or 8 games. So Kessie, just a really solid player, really important to this team, super athletic, and I was really happy to have her on the team. Savannah was far and away the leader of the team. She was like a second coach out on the court for me, telling people where to go, making sure everyone was in the right spot. And it worked out really well because she was the setter, and the setter is the primary controller of the game. Her knowledge of the game and her ability to see where other people are and see what the ball is doing, and then and do what needed to be done was just, I mean, she was the leader of the team. Tina is super athletic, and I saw so much potential in her, and as a result I was pretty hard on her most of the season, but she just kept such a peppy attitude the whole season, and she stayed in there and she kept working on it, and she was just really there to play volleyball. And I really appreciated that. She loved to play the game. She always wanted to be playing, and she did great on defense. It was really great to see her play and see her develop over the season. So we only had 2 middles, and Claire was one of them. And she came in, and she did not have the volleyball experience that some of the other girls did, but she worked hard. She worked so hard. She's tall, so that helps a lot, but she had so much improvement. There's easily half the team I could give the most improvement award to, and Claire was one of them. She came in, she worked hard, she came in on Saturdays, she came in on extra practice times, and she really learned how to play her position, and she played it well, and we would have been lost without her in that second rotation, the second middle front rotation. So, and she, on top of that, she just has an amazing attitude. She gets along well with everybody. I just really enjoyed having Claire, and I think she has huge potential. She's going to go super far in this program. Alyssa was probably the strongest personality on the team, and being a strong personality myself, I actually really appreciated it. She's so fun to be around, and we started the season off pretty rocky. She had a knee injury, and she doesn't have a lot of volleyball background, and she didn't know where she wanted to play or what position she'd be good at. And finally I told her, she was good at serving, so for a while she was just serving, going in to serve for people, and she decided that she wanted to play more. And I told her the best way for her to do that was to become better at passing, and she did exactly that. She went from someone who was just serving to sometimes the starting middle back and always playing middle back for us. She, because of her leadership quality, she was able to step in and take control of the back row, and just like had so much improvement throughout the course of the season. I really enjoyed watching her develop into the player that she's become, and I'm excited to see where she goes from here. Becca is so athletic. So athletic. She can jump so high, and she moves around the court so well. She was an outside hitter for us most of the season, but she also played some middle. She was our backup third middle, and mostly because she can jump so high. She had a knockout serve that just barely went over the net pretty much every time. She did not miss many serves, and usually got 1 or 2 aces before she missed a serve, and she just was killer in the front row for us. She has a lot of power that still needs to be developed, and she is going to be a force to be reckoned with when she does develop that power, because as it is, she was our solid outside hitter. Her and Kessie both, they just really split that position well. So Becca, if you can get those hits stronger, you're gonna go really far. Tara is kind of quiet, but she is probably the best team player that we have. She was a middle back, a defensive specialist, and she went in for any position that I needed to put her in for. She just wanted to get on the court, and she loved to play, but she also was willing to do whatever she needed to do for the team, whether I was sitting on the bench, whether it was playing middle back or right back or left back or whatever. She did whatever I asked her to do without any hint of bad attitude ever. She was so pleasant to have on the team. She's got good, solid passing skills, and if she develops her leadership and her energy a little bit more, then she's gonna be a really integral part of the future defenses of this program. Mackie is probably the hardest worker on the team, and she comes in with so much enthusiasm and so much energy. She's a middle, and she is intense. She wants to win, and she works hard to do it, and that's something that you can't teach. She has a lot of kills. She's a consistent server. She's just an all-around very consistent player, and I really enjoyed watching Mackie and having her play for me this year. And I think that she's going to go far. And I'm really excited about to watch the ways in which she develops her skills. So Mackie and I know she will develop them, because she is absolutely the hardest worker that I have this year.